Yes, once again, this is your soul brother, Taalik. Excuse me, Talib, coming to you live in effect. Yes, I just wanted to touch on this last video I'm gonna make for this evening concerning this topic on why it's hard to trust fake niggas, or rather yet, to put it in a little bit more respectable term, Negroes, who we meet on social media, especially and primarily that claim to be involved with the so-called Black conscious community, and who claims to be about the liberation of people's soul, concerning us as dark-skinned descendants of slaves born here in America. Now, since I've been on this platform called Operation Exodus Mississippi, which is also known as Reality Temple Ministries on Earth, with our brother Taalik Ibn'rad, who's also better known as Angel Snup Snup 7. I've been really seeing how much fake, these so-called pro-blackity black Negroes is. They get on social media, talk all these comedic teachings, talk all this other religious, conscious bull crap and Afrocentricism stuff that still don't amount up to nothing anyway in terms of getting complete liberation for us as a people on a massive scale level, to be able to be delivered from our 400 years of oppression under this Caucasian slave master. So beside that, most of those, like I say, who claim this pro-blackity black conscious stuff, just want to get on social media and keep up a bunch of chaos and a bunch of beef among each other and selves. And I've tried to even reason with certain people that have come to this platform that, we can't just trust anybody, especially even if they say they are a brother or a sister in the cause of true liberation for us as dark-skinned descendants of slaves born in America. But yet these same people still want to claim to make unity happen with these people, when these people have clearly showed themselves not to be worthy of even trying to reach out to in terms of unity. And these same individuals who want to still unite with these type of people, from what I've seen, has come to prove themselves, as not being worthy of wanting to, or as of not being worthy to unite with, because of their actions and hypocrisy, and wanted to unite with those who've shown their true colors, that they're not about true liberation as far as black people go. And, I'm not, taking personal shots at nobody. So if that's how you want to perceive it, that's on you. But I'm just speaking in general. I'm just speaking as this on a whole broader scale level, But at the same time, this is what I've seen on this platform and on other platforms and social media. So therefore, I'm generalizing it. So if you want to take it personal, well, that's your business. And if you don't, then that's cool too, you know. But it is what it is, you know. And I know that in this actual aspect of things, the truth hurts, you know. But it's really a fact that you know, there's a lot of people on social media that can't be trusted, you know, like people that talk reckless. You know, when they talk about, well, you know, we can't deal with homosexuals. We don't want it. We don't want to be around other dark-skinned people that's race whirling and all this other stuff, even to the point of threatening to kill them or take them out and all this other good stuff, you know. But at the same time, you know, when you try to correct them by letting them know that that's not the proper way to go about things, and even far as the struggle for liberation for our people, you know, which I'm speaking of as dark-skinned people of soul who are descendants of slaves born in America, as myself, and that and those of us that come from this platform that I speak from, you know, which includes our brother Angel Snup 7, of course. I have to say that you know, this is real. You know, I mean, just like for an example, our brother King Noble, you know, who's no longer with us, but is in exile among those in the mass incarceration system, you know, because he was being accused of being a black identity extremist. And you got other dark-skinned brothers or sisters that have been incarcerated, you know, based on black identity extremism. And this is no game. Under that stigma, one could be held in custody and locked up against their own will for indefinite, you know, without even knowing if they're going to even receive a court hearing trial, without knowing if they ever even get a chance to even speak to a lawyer to see how they could come up out that situation, you know. And when these people try to use their method or term as far as what they want in terms of liberation for our people, to drag other people down with them, that's not cool. And I've tried to actually get other people to see this and recognize this. And they choose to still not want to because they got other personal agendas of their own. So, you know, this is the reason why I choose not to deal with just anybody who say that they are a soul brother and sister who's for the liberation of our people, but have proven otherwise in terms of not really being for the true liberation of our people. So, like I said before, that's why it's hard to trust, you know, fake Negroes in social media, you know, and we have to be careful who we even give our personal information out to off the air, outside of social media, you know, because, you know, we got people on social media who have agendas and that have attempted or even been successful in using those agendas to, you know, trap other people up, even in the ways of committing criminal acts or, you know, just using people, you know, and it is questionable behaviors going on in terms of that. Just like in the case with Dr. Umar Johnson, you know, who was supposed to collect this $700,000 to build a school for black boys, or to set up a school for black boys, which has not come into fruition. But yet, don't nobody know where this money has went, despite his claims, you know, in defense against these accusations. You know what I mean? So like I said before, and those that still choose to support him and defend him, you know, against those questions due to his actions, is another reason why it's just hard to trust anybody in social media who say that they are soul sisters and brothers. That's for our people's cause in the struggle for liberation, you know. And like I said before, I hope that those of you who may possibly be listening out there in the comment section or in YouTube land, you know, need to take this into serious consideration. Because when you open up to people like this freely, without examination of who you're dealing with on social media, you may find yourself caught up in a serious disaster that you don't need to be caught up in. And I'm talking about from experience, you know, because there was a personal attempt made on me by someone I won't mention by name. And as a matter of fact, our brother Angel Snup 7 is very familiar with this individual, very familiar with this individual. And if he's watching, or if he watches this video later on, once it's uploaded, you know, he'll know who I'm talking about, of course. But like I said, this person tried to make a move on me. You know, they came, you know, out of the disguise of, you know, so-called liberation and separation. You know, bars liberating our people from oppression. I just put it basically like that, you know. But anyway, this individual tried to get me to change my geographic location, you know, because they thought they could just use me, simple as that. And once I saw through that scheme of things that they was plotting, you know, like I said before, okay, brother, thank you. Brother just text me. I got you, brother. Yes, sir. But I just want to say this here, that this is real. This is definitely real. This is not a game. And like I say, this definitely needs to be addressed by taking precaution against these things. Because had I made the decision to relocate just to go be around this, just to go be with this individual or around this individual, I may find myself in a worse situation personally than where I'm at now, which is a much more better situation than had I took that route, you see, over meeting this person over social media, which my number was given to by someone, that's in the conscious community who I did not give permission to give my number out like that, and who should have called me or got in contact with me before they gave my number even to this individual that asked for my cell phone number. So, like I said, this here, brings things definitely into question, as to really, can you really trust people on social media even at all? And in rare cases, you find you can develop trust in, long-lasting relationships with people according to their actions. And me and brother Angel Snup 7 proved that on a rare occasion when I personally got with him and linked up with him physically to do a live hangout for our soul celebration, liberation, which was on this past 8th, early this month of December of this year, 2018, which I visited him in the St. Louis area to help him kick off this soul liberation. Far as promoting, our campaign, far as as far as this campaign of Operation Exodus Mississippi, and like I said before, this definitely needed to be pointed out, because there are people that's, about usury. And we know this to be a fact. Just like in general terms, you see the people in social media, that's just using people to get money, that's coming, out of disguise as, teachers, and some of them may be honest in their own right. But at the same time, don't realize that they are actually using our people for their own personal benefit, which is definitely not helping our cause when it comes to dark skin soul liberation. And I just really want to point this out in this quick video, because this needs to be made known that you just can't easily trust people on social media. We've tried to help people from this platform, who've shown that they can't be trusted, or that we just simply can't work with them, and it's just that simple, and whether they agree with what's being said, even in this video or live hangout that I'm doing, hey, that's their choice. But the truth is the truth of the matter. Whether you agree with it or not. And for those of you that are Muslims, especially in the Nation of Islam, like the Holy Quran teaches, accept the truth, whether it's against you, whether it's for you or against you. That's what that verse in the Quran say. Accept the truth, whether it's for you or against you. And the truth of the matter, that is reality. That is part of the reality. And I'm not saying this from a religious construct, but it's definitely the truth. It definitely makes sense in terms of truth. I'm not saying everything in the Bible or Quran don't make sense, but I just don't come from no type of religious construct. But I just want to use that as an example to show you that, yes, one must accept the truth. If they are about truth, accept it, whether it's for you or against you. And if you cannot accept the truth, whether it's for you or against you, then you are a hypocrite in your own belief system, which has been, proven in the case of many who claim to believe, to believe or to accept the truth and what they claim to stand for. So like I said, it is what it is. And I'm not going to sit up here and sugarcoat this. It need to be put out there for exactly what it is. And this is the reason why you wonder why the so-called Negro, or those common dark-skinned people, are sold on the streets, who I prefer to call as well dark-skinned descendants of slaves born in America. Don't want to deal with the so-called Black conscious community because of what they see in terms of hypocrisy, especially after they saw how Malcolm X was cold-bloodedly gunned down by those in the Nation of Islam or connected to the Nation of Islam. After they saw, Dr. Malachi Z. York and how he misused the people in his organization, which is called Nuwapian, or Nuwapian, or whatever name they go under. They change and flip-flop back and forth so much, you don't know what to call them. First they Hebrews, Muslims, Christians. You know what I mean? They don't know what they want to be. So they just constantly just rotate back and forth or flip-flop. And it's just a bunch of solid bold confusion at that point. Just a bunch of mixture in the solid bowl of confusion. So, you know, like I said before, just like what they saw and how he did his own followers by misusing them and pimping them, you know, and if they did not meet up to his standards, even when it came to selling his products on the street, you know, if they did not bring in enough money, which they call daily quota, which for some branches of his communities, which would be $75 a day or even $100 a day. And if you did not meet up to that quota, then you was just put out in the cold. I mean, this is just, you was homeless at that point. You was put out in the streets to be homeless. And he didn't give a damn. But, you know, that's why he's getting his due. He's sowing from what he reaped. He's reaping what he sowed, as it says in the Bible. He's reaping what he sowed. Because, you know, you don't just do people any kind of way and think you could just get away with it. So we're seeing him at this moment suffering in hell while he's still among the living, which is why he's doing 135 years in a U.S. federal supermax penitentiary in Florence, Colorado, where he's going to rot away at, because apparently he's not going to get out. By the looks of it, he's never getting out. He's going to apparently die in there. And, you know, as far as I'm concerned, and by the actual facts of it, he deserves every bit of the consequences he's going through. You know, because he shouldn't have used the people. You know, and the same thing could go for people like Louis Farrakhan. And these people, you know, are still, you know, seeking out they ideals and teachings through social media. And as a result, is suffering by way of usury. When they even, you know, become introduced to these people's teachings through social media. So, you know, for those like me who were introduced to these people's teachings, like in the case of the teachings of Dr. Malachi Z. York, even before social media even existed, you can imagine how we feel, you know. And like I said, these people are about usury, as well as lesser known people in social media. These people are about usury. That's one reason why I salute rare cases in the so-called conscious community, like Marvin Muhammad, known as Son of Man of the New Nation of Islam, because at least he's more sincere, you know, in carrying out the true teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad by doing for self in terms of building, which no one else in the Nation of Islam is showing and improving in. Whether it's Louis Farrakhan and his organization, whether it's Salis Muhammad and his laws and Found Nation of Islam organization, whether it's Basir Muhammad, you know, a Muhammad's temple, or whether it's Eric Muhammad, a Temple 15 in Atlanta, Georgia, and the list can go on. You know, none of these people is producing. Now, there are other ministers in the Nation of Islam, that may be sincere at heart because of their belief in the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, but they just don't got the complete total package on how to go about things because they have been, victimized by hypocrites such as Louis Farrakhan and Salis Muhammad, who they came into the teachings of the Nation of Islam through, and I just had to point that out, So, because, the teachings of Farrakhan, as well as people like Dr. Malachi Z. York, is still being spreaded through social media. And the people who's becoming introduced to these teachings through social media do not realize the history of these individuals that's teaching, our people, these falsehoods, that comes along with the teachings that they teach, and they have to be educated up on what's happening. And that's why it's so important that the plain truth be put out in social media land so that people could be able to discern between truth and falsehood, like it teaches in the Bible, the book of the Christians. You have to know how to discern between truth and falsehood. And that's why I speak the way I speak from this platform, so that people could know and understand things for what it is when you're dealing with people on social media. Because dealing with people on social media, you have to be more careful than when you're dealing with people face to face that you meet on the streets. It's much more worse, especially if you've never dealt with people face to face, especially with these trolls that critique people like they critique things being said from this platform, but don't want to show their faces. And I've had to come across trolls like that, and many times Brother Angel Snup 7 has had to address trolls like this coming to this platform. So I mean, got all kind of crazy stuff going on in this social media thing called the wide world web. Because you really don't know where people coming from. They got too many agendas. Especially when it comes to playing with our dark-skinned people of soul's liberation, which we take very serious, 1000%, at this platform that we come from and speak from. So like I said, at this point, I just also, in closing, I just want to mention as well as those, who play games with this platform coming from social media. 1 minute, they claim that they concur with what we come with, the truth that we come with, and that they claim to be with our agenda, that comes along with the truth that we speak from this platform. And then they turn around and disagree with us by slandering the truth that we are coming with from this platform. And then turn around again to claim that they understand the truth and that they agree with the truth that we speak from this platform. See, I ain't got time for that flip-flop type stuff. All that hypocrisy. You know, I mean, then you don't want to respect the entire group of people that come from this platform, but want to try to play, by getting into the good standings with those certain people on the platform, but not back in the good graces of all the people that's on the platform. See, that's hypocrisy. Just like in the case with me and brother Taalik, you had those that want to, get back in the good standings with him, but don't want to get in good standings with me or certain other people that has been on this platform, you see. And that's hypocrisy. And this happens all the time on multiple platforms on social media, not just this platform. That's why I say I'm generalizing it, because it happens on multiple platforms. Just go on Sarnetta's TV show. You'll see the same thing. Go on the Black Power, platform with brother Saru, and you'll see the same thing. Even with the platform where Brother Polite is coming from, and you will see the same thing. Or the platform where Brother Young Pharaoh is coming from, and you will see the same thing. It ain't nothing but a game that people play. So this is why you just can't trust anybody on social media, especially if they claim that they are for the liberation of dark-skinned people with soul. Just be real. If you're not with this platform or any other platform that you claim to be with, but at the same time, being fake about it, then just don't have nothing to do with it altogether. And not only the fact that I'm saying stay away from this platform with that buffoonery, but stay away from all platforms with buffoonery and fakeness. Set up your own platform, or go join those in a platform that you claim to be from, which has been proven to be untrue in different cases that I've seen on social media. You say you with this organization, but then don't nobody see you in videos dealing with people coming from them organizations or coming from the platform of them organizations. You see what I'm saying? But you want to come over here to this platform and bring confusion, or go to other platforms and bring confusion. See, don't nobody that's trying to be for true freedom, justice, and equality, far as dark-skinned descendants of slaves born in America is concerned, got time for that. I know I don't. And I'm pretty sure other real brothers and sisters who's for the liberation of our people don't have time for that. And I could speak on that because I know that for a fact. And like I said, people is just about games. Like I said, people have been set up just based off of meeting people on social media. Not only as far as even losing their freedom, but even losing their life. Just like throughout the rest of the worldwide internet circle, which is connected with social media. You know, people have lost their lives or their freedom dealing with phony people they meet off of social media. Then got played out of a lot of money dealing with people they done met on social media. This ain't no game. This is for real. And when it comes to playing with the liberation of dark-skinned descendants of slaves born in America, we take that very serious from this platform, at least. We take that very serious. And now I'm talking straight up about from this platform called Operation Exodus, Mississippi. We take that very serious. And it's not going to be tolerated. And nor should any respectable platform on social media tolerate it. No matter what type of platform you come from. Buffoonery and fakery should not be tolerated. Period. And should be called out at all times when it's recognized. And with that said, I'm going to close out this video with peace and shout outs to those of you that's watching and watching from the comment section and watching throughout the rest of YouTube land or Facebook, or that's going to be watching in the future, especially once this video is loaded up and posted on various pages coming from this platform. And once again, as I say all the time in closing out, peace.